Hi, this is Carol. Today I'm going to be doing a product review for a Woomer watercolor set. The company reached out to me asking if I would do a product review, and I have did that before for them for their colored pencils, and I really like those. And they sent a link to me saying this is what I was getting: a little plastic carrier travel case, a watercolor brush, and then the little set of watercolors. And I was really excited to try the watercolor brush actually, because I'd seen a different review and it looked like a nice little brush. What they sent me was just the watercolors. They did not send me the kit like they linked when they asked if I'd like to do it. So that's kind of disappointing. I have to say, I was wanting to try the brush. Well, let's open it and see. Maybe the brush is super tiny. It's in there, which I doubt. But anyway, I'm really close up because it's a really tiny little travel set. Yeah. See, I wish I had gotten the whole kit because that's what I wanted. So this little thing serves as, like, if you're really serious about it, you hook it to the edge and it would hold your water, but I'm not going to do that. There's the little notch to open it. Well, it's cute as can be. I do have to say that. These are the little mixing palettes. This one goes over. My OCD doesn't like that. That's not showing completely, but that one's doing it too. So the little water would clip on, say, like that. But then if you were to lay it down, it would spill. So that's not well thought out. So I won't be using that. I've got my own water to the right. And a good thing I've got my own brush, since they did not send me the brush that was in the kit. I'm not going to spray this. I'm just going to wet my brush. I've got my number 5 round brush, and I've got this really fat one too. I'm going to try both of them. But first I'm going to do the little color swatch here. I'm going to, like I said, I'm not going to spray these. I'm going to start with them dry because they look like the type of watercolor that don't need to be activated. They look like the more chalky type. There's all the colors. Let's dry them and see what they look like. All right, mostly dry. This purple one is doing funny, or excuse me, lilac purple. So I'm going to add some more because I want to see when you dry it with the blow dryer, sometimes it changes it a little. So I wanted to do that. All right, so there we go. There's the colors. They're easier to see there. There's definitely student grade, but I mean, you know, it's just a little inexpensive watercolor set. Let's do one Christmas tree. Even though it's not Christmas time, I've been making quite a few of those to use at Christmas. I'm going to put something under me here. Put this piece of paper under me. And I'm going to do, it's a really easy little Christmas tree. What I do is that green, I'm going to mix the green and the yellow right there, make it more of a greeny yellow color. So I'm going to get yellow first. I'm using a bigger paintbrush. And get some of this green. Make it a pretty color. So I've got my brush, and I'm just going, this was one of the easiest Christmas trees. You just, and the pigment is definitely not much pigment. So I'm going to get the real green without the yellow. Trying to push the color around. All right. I need this to dry. I'll be right back. All right, mostly dry. So now I'm going to get the, what's it called? Cobalt blue. Of course, that's already contaminated with green. So I'm just going to fill this in. The reason I had to dry it was because I didn't want the tree to mix in with the blue. Yeah, it's not, there went my brush on the floor, the other one. Pick that up. All right. I'm going to add some gold to this when I'm done. You can see me. What I'm doing is I'm working the brush into the paint to get more paint on it. And then just moving it around. Well, I hope my hand wasn't in the way the whole time. The color doesn't move around very much with the water. But I'm not a professional watercolorist. I do it for fun. So I'm going to dry this, and then I'm going to add the gold touches and white touches like I did here. All right, it's still drying in a few spots, but I wanted to get my gold and white. These are watered down acrylic paint. So I'm going to do just like this one, snowflakes and a little snowdrift underneath. Make sure it's shaken up, because this is more abstract. Because I wanted to show the product how I would use it. I don't paint with watercolor. I enhance like backgrounds and things with it, more so. All right, then on the bottom here, I will put a snowdrift. All right, I'm going to dry this with the blow dryer. I'll be right back. All right, so it's still wet a little bit, the paint is, but now it's got the little snowy background. Cute. All right, so I'm just going to do, just like this one, the swish and then a star. All right, let's do it. Okay, so there's that. And then here, what I do is I just do the old standard star and then fill it in. Super easy and cute. Make sure my star's pointy enough and I'll color it in. Looks pretty good. And I did different ones in the past with different watercolor kits. I was trying to see if I put any snowflakes over the, that's got some glitter on it. All right, let's dry this. All right, it's still taking a while to dry. But as a comparison, because the acrylic paint, as a comparison, this is the Woomer, and this is a different brand. They both look good. Now, as far as fine art goes, who knows? Because I don't do fine art. I do fun art. I've always said that. But I would send that to someone. That'd be cute. Cute little abstract card. All right, I've been playing with them a little bit, and I'm going to make a few, make an abstract sheet of paper, because I always like doing that. I'm just going to make abstract. Okay, let's do a bunch of boxes, rectangles, wonky looking, and try to incorporate all the colors. All right, nice little piece of painting paper. Let me get everything cleaned up and I'll show you everything I did. All right. Well, that was fun. I enjoyed that. I always love it when I get to play in the paint. This Christmas card, I think, ended up looking really cute. And it compares very nicely with the different watercolor set that I have. So no complaints there. The painting paper I made, it's looking pretty cute. I mean, some of my watercolors are more vivid, but all in all, I would say it's a nice little student grade watercolor set. Yep. So here goes the little, how cute is that? I do think that's cute as a button. There's the little thing. I had to tape it together where I took it apart accidentally. Tore it. There we go. I will link below this set, since that's the set they sent me, not the one they said they would send me. So I will link below if you're interested. And that's it. That was an honest review. I'd like to thank you for watching, and I hope you come back.